Yo, what's good, TikTok? What's good, YouTube? The Bandman Mo back with media. So, quick topic for today, quick video. Let's talk about the planes of correspondence or the planes of existence. We talk about in the mental universe, right? Because where we live is the mental universe. I went over this in the last two videos where I talked about how everything is made from the mind of God or the mind of the all. But the mind is not everything because the mind is still inside of something. And that can't be the all, but you get what I'm saying? So when we talk about how when people say dimensions, they normally get them confused because they don't understand that there are the mental plane. When you talk about the mental plane has various dimensions. You talk about the physical plane has various dimensions within it. And they don't count this. They try to, in many different mythologies and many different occult teachings, they say these different titles and different names of things, but it's hard for you to see the difference between them or differentiate the difference between them. Because, okay, when Anunnaki and the Netzeru and, God talk about the seven heavens and different things like this, what are we comprehending from that? When they talk about the seven heavens and the 9 planes of existence, though, they're talking about the mental planes. You get what I'm saying? They're talking about the mind of the creator, but not the all, but the mind of the creator. So when they say the 9th dimension, they're talking about in the mental plane. So you would have various dimensions of the human mind that can be accessed till they reach the highest point of the mental mind, as well as your many different other, like your animals, your elements, and many other different species and beings that use different aspects, or we call them aspects, but they're different degrees or rated degrees of the same thing. So you have what you call H1 hydrogen, which is the lightest element, right? But knowing that is the most dense form of energy, and its energy is converted or it's manifested as physical matter as an element, hydrogen. And we know that hydrogen is what we would call this like I said, the densest form of that spiritual space, right? But then you have, your etheric right after that, or what we call the emotional you, which is why they say He, or hydrogen and helium. And you got to understand the emotional you comes with that light being birthed, with that spark being birthed, with that light being birthed, with the spark of life coming. Now you have this He, or you have the helium, and understanding that is the emotional you. So you have the 3 great planes, which constitute all planes down here on these levels. Understanding that, what are the 3 great planes? The 3 great planes are the spiritual, the soul, and the etheric plane. And I just explained to you how those are there, right? But for you to understand what the 4th dimension is and see how everything trickles from the 4th down to the 3rd and so forth. And there's obviously planes higher than the 4th, but we'll just start at the 4th because the 4th is what we know that is in the mental mind. So now what we're saying is that the mental mind has up to 7 to 9 planes of subdivisions or subplanes, whatever you want to call them. But the mental mind itself is a product of more planes that go beyond even the mental mind. But I don't need to talk about that in the video because I don't want to get y'all confused. But yeah, I just want y'all to understand that the mental mind is the 4th dimension. But the 4th dimension is constituted of various individual planes, various subplanes in between those. But we all break them down just for purposes of teaching. So you understand that vibration is actually everything when it comes to the 4th dimension. So you have length, width, and height, but they don't teach you length, width, height, and then after length, width, and height is vibration. And vibration constitutes the rate of energy, right? And we're talking about the faster things vibrate, or the more aggressive things vibrate, they're at a higher frequency, and the slower things vibrate, or it constitutes the lower, more dense energy, right? And so Now you just have the changes in direction and the changes of functioning of how that those rates of vibrations are exchanged to create certain forms of energy. You know what I'm saying? This is why every element, even hydrogen, every element comes from hydrogen, because it's all really the same thing, just different pressure conditions and different ways they are expressed. You know what I'm saying? So that is pretty much how you start to understand the different planes. Oh, I need to go ahead and understand what is this, what is this, what is this, what is this. So there's things that go beyond electromagnetism, because obviously there's things that go beyond even, these waves, the electric and magnetic waves. You feel what I'm saying? So, but right now, for us to comprehend that everything in the mind comes from the constitution of vibration, and this vibration creates waves, and these waves create curves, and they create the rhythm effect of things swinging back and forth or coming back and forth, whether it's horizontally or vertically. You know what I'm saying? Or how the energy moves up and down. It's the same thing, because these directions are really just how the energy is swinging, so to speak. And so to try to always get back to that balance point, but it almost gets to that balance point and tips back over, and it does the same thing. And this is why you always get the changing of energy. This is why you always get the changing of energy from the electric waves going up and down, and the magnetic waves going, horizontal across the cross. But they all still trying to come back to that middle and do the same thing. And so this is why you have these many different forms of energy and these many different forms of creation. And so now you understand that the physical, they don't tell you about all the planes in the physical. You understanding that hydrogen is the lightest plane in the physical, but it's not the lightest when it comes to, your etheric energies and things like that, and your spiritual energies. But it is when it comes to physicality, when it comes to the atom. But there's things that predate the atom, and this is what I was talking about with darkness, how darkness predates the atom. But darkness is no more than just these are wave functionings, and this is energy and vibration that you can't see with your physical eyes, but it's there because at a certain vibrational rate, you can start to see it through that frequency. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just being on that frequency. You feel me? And that's how you start to understand what these planes of existence really are and how they correspond to each other. Now you start to see that the fourth dimension is vibration. Now, to go into the fifth dimension and all that, we'll get into that later. But it was just a good topic, quick topic on frequency, vibration, and the planes of correspondence and how things correspond to one another. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. Bam, bam, mo.